Hi everybody, this is Pete from Pa Labs, and I realized I didn't go over some stuff in the RTF video that I want to go over. So here I am back again. We're going to open up the, let's see, includes RTF control, and I want to open up the spell check. So spell check will be faster. So we'll start with spell check. The job of the module spell is to deal with the Hunspell DLLs. So he handles all the processing calls to and from there. The only thing you really got to make sure of is who's loaded. I've run into trouble with this code, as you can tell. I've got it down to where it's just one variable. It opens up, I load spell 64, and I'm done. So I had it trying to load 86 sometimes. I don't know what was going on. So I just said, okay, lots of cool code here. All I need is this. So I don't build anything in 86 anymore, 32-bit anymore, really. Occasionally I do, but that's on an exception basis. And I believe that that's really all you get in here. He handles all the peeks and pokes to the DLLs and takes care of all his memory variables and stuff like that. That's really all this does. So it's if it comes back and say, hey, I can't instantiate the DLL or something to that effect, then this function is called, I believe it is called an RTF. We'll see it in a minute. And it passes in the dictionary files and such. And this is the guy that does the work here. So that really covers module spell. Not a whole lot in this. I've had to fix a few things over the years as this has changed. But that's really all that is. Now, the RTF control is a beast. So he starts out building some structures, a list. This is the suggestion list that populates the suggestion word replacement stuff. He creates a whole bunch of his own enumerations for dealing with Windows API. He creates his own structures to deal with the Windows API. And then these are all the functions, sadly not in alphabetical order, but in the order of them coming in. So let's see, we've got close to 100 functions in this, 80 to 90 or so. So in the vast majority, you're passing a gadget. By definition, gadget is the RTF gadget that comes in, and then an extra string or byte or what have you to do what it is that you're wanting to do, a value, etc. But these are the declares to all the functions. And then let's see, we come down. Well, first, let me come up here. I thought it was up here. Define what? No, it's farther down. So we have our declares. We have a great big compiler if that does more definitions and stuff. Let's see, and then we start our procedures here. So these are the calls that you make. Insert a table. This one no longer works. It worked way back on version 5.7 2 or 1 or something like that, and it doesn't work anymore. You're welcome to try it. Here's the actual RTF code to create a table 3 by 3. And boy, I can't get it to work to save my life. I've tried numerous different versions of it. Um, so that's pretty much a dead animal at the moment. I don't have the calls to him in there, but I mean, the code's still here. Here's where you're setting the editor color, the font color, and font size. Uh, editor format is probably not one you would think is this ugly, but it actually handles bold, italics, underline, strikeout, link, uh, subscript, superscript, all of that handles all in this one procedure. So many of those can be included, excluded, that sort of thing. And this is the function that handles that. Here's your zoom. You can get zoom and set zoom. Um, Justification, as we just kind of set text and get text. RTF load. Um, mm, mm, mm. Let's see, these are all the cut, copy, and paste. Select all, highlights. You call bold. This guy calls the editor format way up there. Superscript, subscript, insert image. Okay, so this is an important section. 1,500 lines down, 1,600 lines down, we come to an important section. Now, as I told you, there are numerous dictionaries, almost an unlimited number of dictionaries that you can put into the system. And let me show you the file of what those look like. And I don't have a project, so let's just, I guess. All right, we'll start with you if you'll open. Left click, all right, there we go. So we'll launch an Explorer and let's go look at these. I did work to try to keep this from being a project because I know a lot of people probably don't use projects. And if all my examples are always all project, why then I feel like I might be excluding somebody and I don't want anybody to feel excluded. So that kind of creates a problem for me because I pretty much just think in terms of projects. So let's see, if we come up here, and this was RTF, one of the 3 or 4 RTFs, RTF cheat sheet. And I'm going to zip this up and put it out there on my website for anybody who wants to download this with all the cheat sheet stuff. The dictionary is here, and you have German, English, and French. And when you open these guys up, I have US and Great Britain and whatnot in here. This function here, when you come in here, he's passing the AFF file, which is this guy or this guy. And then farther out here, it takes 2 parameters, fully pathed, to the AFF and the DIC files for the spell check. Now, if you are going to support multiple languages in your project, then you're going to have a configuration screen or something that lets people choose their language. And what you're going to need to do is go through these dictionaries here and probably grab it at this level and say German, French, English, Swahili, Canadian, Spanish, Italian, whatever, and let them choose. And when they choose their language, reboot the system, or maybe you can figure a way to hotwire that. That's actually called real early on in the boot process. This is, remember, this is project level code. You're going to need to modify and retrieve the path that they've chosen for getting the right language for the RTFs. Now, for the spell check on RTF. Now, you also have to understand that this is going to be for all RTFs in your whole project. You can't change out based on individual RTFs that this one's in English and this one's in French. It's either all French or it's all English. So be aware of that. Where that's actually done is right here, and get that figured out. All right. That's outside scope for me on this, but I figure that's something anybody can figure out. It's just selecting names based on paths and getting the actual full path name. So that pretty much is what this is all about. It's got a bunch of data stuff down here. This is pretty much it. Part of it came. This is actually an old comment. Yeah, I've gone through everything I could find for years on RTF and consolidated it a year or so ago, a couple of years ago, and built this. Um, and so I've shared this out there, and like I said, it's the #1 downloaded software that I have. And so I wanted to kind of carry it a step further and do a video on it to where people can figure it out. So that completes the videos on RTF. I hope it all makes sense. If not, give me a shout, leave a comment, and I'll get back to you. And thanks for your time.